This is a Queensland Narrating Service recording of A Better Public Transport Network for the Redlands region, made on behalf of TransLink, your handy guide to your new public transport network, effective the 20th of January 2014. Your narrator is Kay Stevenson in December 2013. Contents: Introducing your new public transport network. Getting to know your new network. More peak train services on the Cleveland line. Better bus, train and ferry connections. Improved access to key locations and transport interchanges. More reliable services. Consistent departure and journey times on buses and trains. TransLink connects to SMBI. How did we arrive at this new network? Frequently asked questions. Summary of bus changes. An overview of your new network. A detailed guide to your bus network. Route 240, Capalaba to Wynnum. Route 242, Wakerley to Carindale. Route 243, Capalaba to Brisbane City. Route 250, Redland Bay to Brisbane City via Victoria Point, Cleveland, Capalaba and Carindale. Route 251, Ormiston to Brisbane City via Alexandra Hills. Route 252, Capalaba to Cleveland via Ormiston and Alexandra Hills. Route 255, Cleveland to Birkdale via Wellington Point. Route 253, Capalaba to Thornside. Route 254, Capalaba to Wellington Point. Route 258, Toondah Harbour to Cleveland. Route 260, Capalaba to QE2 Hospital. Route 261, Mackenzie to Brisbane City. Route 262, Capalaba to QE2 Hospital. Route 299, Rochdale to Brisbane City. Route 263, Capalaba to Sheldon. Route 264, Capalaba to Alexandra Hills via Marridale Park. Route 265, Sheldon to Brisbane City. Route 266, Capalaba to Alexandra Hills. Route 267, Alexandra Hills to Brisbane City. Route 270, Victoria Point Jetty to Carindale. Route 276, Victoria Point to Brisbane City via Point Halloran and 8 Mile Plains. Route 277, Victoria Point to Point Halloran. Route 279, Victoria Point to Brisbane City via 8 Mile Plains. Route 272, Victoria Point to Cleveland via Thornlands and Redland Hospital. Route 273, Thornlands to Brisbane City via Redland Bay Road. Route 274, Victoria Point Jetty to Cleveland via Thornlands. Route 275, Thornlands to Brisbane City via Cleveland and Capalaba. Route 280, Point Talburpin to Griffith University via Garden City. Route 281, Point Talburpin to Brisbane City via Upper Mount Gravatt. Route 282, Victoria Point to Loganholme Station via Mount Cotton. Train services on the Cleveland line. Getting around Redlands and surrounds. How to use your network. Tickets and fares. Introducing your new public transport network. TransLink delivery partners in this region: Transdev Queensland, Mount Gravatt Bus Services, Bay Islands Transit and Queensland Rail. The Redlands and surrounding region is growing. There are new emerging communities and more people travelling to key activity centres. To ensure your public transport services meet the needs of your growing community, we have worked with you and our delivery partners to create a new network that is easier to use and reflects the current needs of the Redlands community. On Monday, the 20th of January 2014, your local bus network will be restructured and a new train timetable will be introduced on the Cleveland line. This new public transport network will provide improved reliability and better integration between buses, trains and ferries to support local travel patterns. Getting to know your new network. Changes to the Redlands region network will provide you with the following benefits: more peak train services on the Cleveland line, better bus, train and ferry connections, improved access to key locations and transport interchanges, more reliable services, consistent departure and journey times on buses and trains, more peak train services on the Cleveland line. From Monday, the 20th of January, a new timetable will be introduced on the Cleveland line as part of an integrated approach to deliver a better public transport network in the Redlands and surrounding regions. You've asked for more frequent and consistent services with more available seating, and we're delivering. This means 266 additional services each week, including extra peak services at stations where they're needed most. Trains at least every 15 minutes in the morning and afternoon peaks, and all day between Cannon Hill and Brisbane City. 30-minute off-peak departures at all other stations and on weekends. A new express train stopping pattern. During both morning and afternoon peaks, express services will stop all stations between Cleveland and Manly, run express between Manly and Morningside, then stop all stations to and from the city. Customers travelling to stations between Cannon Hill and Wynnum Central will need to change to a connecting all stations train at Manly, inbound between 6 a.m. and 7:45 a.m. All other trains will stop at all stations. Consistent journey times between Cleveland and Central. Express trains, 55 minutes inbound and 56 minutes outbound. All stops trains, 62 minutes inbound and 63 minutes outbound. The majority of Cleveland line services will continue through to Northgate or Shorncliffe stations. Cleveland services will be represented by a dark blue colour on the TransLink network map, timetables and passenger information displays. The new train timetable is available at translink.com.au and Cleveland line stations. Better bus, train and ferry connections. We want public transport to connect you to where you need to go, so we've made it more reliable and easier to use. We have improved bus, train and ferry connections by better coordinating timetables across all public transport modes, providing consistent services at Redland Bay Marina to connect passengers with Southern Moreton Bay Island ferries, improving transfer times for dedicated connections between bus and train services, improved access to key locations and transport interchanges. We want you to get around on public transport. That's why we've improved access to key locations and transport interchanges within the region, connecting you to where you want to go. Your new network provides 22 bus routes with direct access to key bus and train stations, 12 of which also service ferry interchanges. For information on services connecting you to key interchanges and locations, please see the Getting Around Redlands and Surrounds table. More reliable services. During the community consultation phases of the South East Queensland SEQ Bus Network Review, you told us you wanted more reliable services. We listened. Service reliability on the network has been improved by changing the Brisbane City alignment of 10 routes, reducing passenger travelling time. Reviewing and improving route alignments to reflect current traffic conditions, improving timetable reliability on 9 routes. Realigning Route 299 to service the entire South East Busway, reducing journey times and providing a unique bus service linking Brisbane City directly with Brisbane Technology Park. Consistent departure and journey times on buses and trains. We've addressed reliability issues with timetable changes and route realignments to more than half the routes on the network. The new timetables and route realignments better reflect current traffic conditions and will provide you with better reliability. Bus timetables have been designed to provide consistent departure journey times on Monday to Friday and weekend timetables. On the Cleveland line, trains leaving from Cleveland and Manly stations will have regular and predictable scheduled departure times, with the exception of additional peak services. A 15-minute shuttle service operating from Cannon Hill to the city, continuing on to Northgate or Shorncliffe, will operate between the morning and afternoon peaks. Changes for each bus route, including route changes, days and hours of operation and service frequencies, are summarised in the following sections. TransLink connects to SMBI. On the 1st of July 2013, the TransLink network was extended to include passenger ferry services for the Southern Moreton Bay Islands, SMBI. This was the first major extension of the integrated public transport network since it was formed in 2004. The network integration provides local residents with the opportunity to enjoy the benefits of being a part of South East Queensland's greater public transport network. It also means a truly integrated bus, train and ferry network in the Redlands region. You are now able to use TransLink's Go card when travelling between SMBI and the mainland, seamlessly transferring between buses and ferries with one ticket. We've also removed the cost of transferring between islands, making inter-island travel free. How did we arrive at this new network? On the 24th of July 2012, the Minister for Transport and Main Roads announced a review of the South East Queensland SEQ bus network to improve service reliability, affordability and frequency. The review aimed to remove service duplication, manage infrastructure capacity, get more people on public transport by simplifying the network, get better connectivity between services and modes, address overcrowding issues. Since then, we've analysed travel data for every bus route in SEQ, worked with our delivery partners to understand what is happening locally, and sought your feedback over 3 stages of passenger consultation. The first stage was undertaken from the 10th to the 23rd of September 2012. The second stage ran from the 3rd to the 16th of December 2012, and the third stage from the 11th of March to the 6th of April 2013. Opportunities for the community to contribute involved a dedicated page on the TransLink website, various online surveys with regard to specific service change proposals, customer liaison officers on the network encouraging people to provide feedback online or by contacting TransLink, flyers, signage and media releases. Approximately 20,000 responses were received over the 3 stages. What you told us. Some of the key themes you raised about your current bus network in Redlands and surrounding regions included the need to improve bus and train connections on the Cleveland line, more direct services with shorter journey times to the city and key activity centres, issues around service reliability on current bus routes, the need for higher frequency on popular routes. As a result, we've taken your feedback on board with our analysis of the current network to deliver a new public transport network. We thank you for your suggestions, comments and ideas, all of which have helped to shape your new network. Frequently asked questions. We understand you may have a few questions about your new public transport network, so we've listed some frequently asked questions below. If you have a different question or would like to find out more, please visit translink.com.au or call 131230 anytime. Why have we designed the network this way? When we plan a bus network, we take into account a lot of things, including population, community travel needs, opportunities for network connectivity, bus stop placement, accessibility, traffic conditions and budget, to name a few. We take all of these elements into consideration, and within the known constraints, we try to find the best possible solution for our customers. In this particular instance, we were driven to design a network that met as many of the community's needs as possible, while delivering Queensland Government priorities. The new network responds to both community feedback and existing network issues to provide a sustainable bus network that will support new infrastructure and the growing transport needs of the community. Where can I get a copy of my new timetable? New bus and train timetables will be available in January at various locations, including key Brisbane City train stations, major shopping centres and local libraries. You can grab a copy of your timetable by visiting translink.com.au, by visiting your local library or tourist information centre, by calling 131230 and requesting one be sent out to you. Will school buses be changing? School bus services were not part of the SEQ network review. However, there may be minor changes made to school services in line with passenger usage and school enrolments at the beginning of the school year. Information on school services is available from your local operator. To find your local operator, look for School Transport under the Travel Information section on the TransLink website. Will there be changes to bus stops? Yes. As part of the new network, there will be changes to some bus stops, including some removals, relocations and installation of new stops. Bus stop notices will be placed at affected stops, and we have contacted affected residents directly about any works that will be undertaken in their area. When is off-peak and peak? Off-peak is from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m, after 7 p.m. weekdays until 3 a.m. the following day, and all day on weekends and statewide Queensland gazetted public holidays. Peak is any other time. Summary of bus changes. Type of change. Improved frequency. Route 272. Off-peak service changes. Route 250. Route extension. Routes 254 and 255. Changes to service levels. Routes 253, 270, 274, 280, 282. Route realignment. Routes 243, 251, 255, 260, 262, 265, 267, 273, 275, 276, 279 281 299. Route removal. Routes 256, 259, 268, 283. Minor timetable changes. No changes have been made to route alignments. Routes 240, 242, 252, 258, 261, 263, 264, 266, 270.